Julius Caesar wasn't just a Roman leader, he was a walking scandal. As a young man, he was kidnapped by pirates who demanded a ransom. Instead of panicking, Caesar laughed and insisted they raise the ransom because he believed he was worth more. While captive, he joked with the pirates and promised he would come back to punish them. After his release, Caesar raised a small army, hunted down the pirates, and had them crucified, just as he had promised. This boldness was just the beginning of his extraordinary life. Caesar climbed the ranks of Roman politics with unmatched charisma and cunning. In 49 BCE, he crossed the Rubicon River with his army, breaking the law and starting a civil war. This was a declaration that he would not back down or surrender power. His victory over rivals made him the most powerful man in Rome. Meanwhile, in Egypt, he met Cleopatra, who famously had herself smuggled into his presence inside a rolled-up carpet. The two became lovers, and Caesar fathered a son with her, shocking the Roman elite. Caesar was more than a ruler, he reshaped Rome's calendar to bring order to chaos. The old Roman calendar was confusing, with politicians manipulating it for personal gain. Caesar worked with astronomers to create the Julian calendar, a system so effective it's the basis for our modern calendar. He even renamed the month of July after himself. Declaring himself dictator for life, Caesar wore royal purple and challenged centuries-old republican traditions, making powerful enemies in the Senate who feared he aimed to become king. The Senate's fear culminated on the Ides of March, 44 BCE, when Caesar was assassinated by a group of senators, including his trusted friend Brutus. As he was stabbed, Caesar is said to have uttered the famous words, "Et tu, Brute?" expressing betrayal. His death did not restore the Republic but instead plunged Rome into more civil wars, eventually leading to the rise of the Roman Empire under his heir Augustus. Caesar's life and death left a mark so deep that even today, emperors and rulers echo his name. After Julius' assassination, Rome descended into chaos. His death triggered civil wars that lasted for years. Caesar's adopted heir, Octavian, later called Augustus, which won these wars and became Rome's first emperor, ending the Republic era. Caesar's influence went beyond politics and war. His reforms, military brilliance, and bold leadership shaped what Rome would become. He changed how rulers viewed power, some admired him as a visionary, others feared his ambition. His life and death left a legacy that still fascinates historians today. One of Caesar's greatest military feats was conquering Gaul, modern France and Belgium. For nearly 10 years, he led relentless campaigns expanding Rome's borders and gaining huge wealth. Caesar wrote about these battles in Commentarii de Bello Gallico, giving us a unique look at ancient warfare and his tactics. It was more than skill, Caesar was a master at shaping his image. His writings were propaganda. Caesar's rise sparked intense debate. His enemies called him a tyrant who destroyed the Republic. In response, Caesar introduced reforms centralizing power, he reduced debt, reorganized the Senate, and created the Julian calendar. He also gave land to veterans and improved local governments. These moves gained him strong supporters but angered many senators. To some, Caesar was a hero who fixed Rome, to others, a dangerous dictator bent on absolute control, breaking centuries-old traditions. Caesar's personal life was full of drama. He married multiple times and had affairs, the most famous being with Cleopatra VII of Egypt. Their relationship was political and passionate, resulting in a son, Caesar Ion. This alliance tied Egypt and Rome closely together and affected both nations' futures. Cleopatra's reputation as a powerful queen remains linked to Caesar's story, showing how their lives changed history on two continents and forever entwined their legacies. Caesar was unpredictable, mixing mercy and ruthlessness. Ancient stories tell of him pardoning enemies one day and crushing opposition the next. His temper could flare, but he was also generous to friends and loyal supporters. This dual nature made Caesar both fascinating and frightening, a leader who inspired devotion and terror. His ability to balance kindness with cruelty helped him maintain power but also created many enemies who feared his unpredictable wrath. Caesar's assassination on the Ides of March, 44 BCE, shocked the world. Over 60 senators plotted to kill him, fearing he wanted to become king and end the Republic. They stabbed him 23 times during a Senate meeting. His famous last words, "Et Brute," expressed his shock at betrayal by his close friend Brutus. Instead of saving the Republic, Caesar's death led to more civil wars and the Republic's collapse, paving the way for the Roman Empire under Augustus. Even after his death, Caesar's name carried immense power. Caesar became a title used by emperors for centuries. The Russian Tsar and German Kaiser both come from his name, showing his lasting influence beyond Rome. His life and death are still studied, debated, and dramatized worldwide. Caesar symbolizes the lure and danger of absolute power, reminding us how one man's ambition can shape entire civilizations and echo through history for millennia. Caesar's impact on Rome's daily life was huge. He reformed the calendar to make it more accurate, introduced public works projects, and improved government efficiency. His laws reduced corruption and standardized the legal system. While many citizens benefited, these changes also concentrated power in Caesar's hands and weakened the old republic's traditions. These reforms laid the foundation for the Roman Empire and altered Rome's political landscape forever. Even after his death, Caesar's name carried immense power. Caesar became a title used by emperors for centuries. The Russian Tsar and German Kaiser both come from his name, showing his lasting influence beyond Rome. His life and death are still studied, debated, and dramatized worldwide. Caesar symbolizes the lure and danger of absolute power, reminding us how one man's ambition can shape entire civilizations and echo through history for millennia. Caesar's impact on Rome's daily life was huge. He reformed the calendar to make it more accurate, introduced public works projects, and improved government efficiency. His laws reduced corruption and standardized the legal system. While many citizens benefited, these changes also concentrated power in Caesar's hands and weakened the old republic's traditions. These reforms laid the foundation for the Roman Empire and altered Rome's political landscape forever.